but I'll keep it on. Anyways, so the question that we have today is, how would you design a wedding registry? And this could be, let's assume that it's a website or a mobile. It could be a mobile. Let's say that it's a mobile phone.
Okay.
And so it's a typical product design question. And what I wanted to do with you guys today, what I want to do is to sort of practice in a way that actually makes us more ready for the interview. Okay, like finish it like in 25 minutes. Okay.
Okay.
And there is, because so much practice I have, I figure out that the best way is the following. Okay, which is very much like circles, but so the problem is, and we're gonna do this together. So, okay, so this is like a wedding registry.
Yep.
And a website or mobile. I'm gonna partition this into. All right, and we're gonna go this in a very, very strategic way. So we'll start with the business goal. That is important because, of course, we need to know what the business intends to do with this product.
Yep.
We optimize for that. The next one is going to be, okay, so who are the users? After that, let's be very explicit about the user's goals.
Yep.
Then let's, brainstorm about use cases.
Yep.
That will tell us their needs. Okay. Then we're going to go into brainstorming, features based on those or solutions.
Yep.
That meet those use cases. Then we're going to prioritize solutions. And then we're going to like wireframe. And finally, we wrap up. Okay, we give our recommendation. Actually, before I do this, we will here talk about metrics for success. Metrics to make sure that you're successful. And finally, recommendation and what. So we're going to go really fast on this, okay?
Okay.
All right, so let's start with business goal. Okay, so what could be the business goal of having a wedding registry? Let's imagine that it's Macy's. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
one of the business goals could be, they want to increase the amount of revenue they get.
Yeah.
From their customers.
Really? Okay, that's good. What else?
Yeah.
That's pretty much.
The other could be they want this type of users, like people who are getting married. They want to attract a certain segment of the users.
Okay.
In general, it could be they want to increase the traffic on their website, because if it's a wedding registry, there'll be a lot of people, maybe even new people, that kind of like come to Macy's who would not have been coming otherwise. So, traffic just increase the amount of traffic.
Okay.
Yep.
Swati, do you agree?
Yeah. So I have a question. So the way I thought of this question was, I am designing a wedding registry, like not for for Macy's or anything. I thought of designing a website or a mobile app, which is a wedding registry where someone who's planning to get married would register themselves and invite guests and something like that. So is that a different thing I'm thinking about, or?
I mean, that would be something that you can ask in terms of like clarifying questions, right?
Okay.
Okay, is this a website for a store already that have already an inventory of products?
Okay.
Or is it something else? Okay.
Okay, so
I will tell you that if it's a registry, they have to have inventory, right?
Right. So the way I thought was like a wedding registry where different products, different companies like Macy's or Target, they are giving their inventory to this website, and someone comes and makes their registry.
Okay, that's fine. I think that doesn't change actually the design.
Okay.
But that would be a clarifying question. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Let's assume for the sake of argument that this is Macy's.
Okay, sure, yeah.
Okay, so now I would like to talk about users. Okay. So let's go into users. And what I'm going to do is, I'm going to actually, I know this by heart, so I'm just going to go in space. And let's see all the users. Who do you think the users are? Let me start. Let me start.
Yep.
I have 2 users in mind. Okay. First of all, they're the people that get married, right? Couples.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Couples marrying. And I have 2 types of couples. Students, very young.
Yep.
And then people that are maybe in their 30s or plus. So they have lived single lives. Now they're getting married.
Yep.
Okay. The other the friends, friends buying.
Yep.
What is the second category you said under young and not able to see?
Oh,
yeah.
This is older.
Older, okay. Okay.
So people marrying very young and people married very older.
Okay. Okay.
Not very old, but older. Friends buying gifts, and the third one would be the business itself.
Yep.
Okay. Any other reason?
What?
All right. So let's start with user goals, okay?
Hey, Malena, what do you mean by business itself? I didn't understand that.
Business.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Got it.
So, they just want to sell stuff, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So let's go with user goals now.
Yep.
Okay. So let me start, and then you guys, can tell me what you think.
Yes.
Add more. So, for the young couples, okay. Now, to differentiate between these users, I have to look at differences that matter in terms of the product itself. So I think that young couples, they don't have anything.
Yes.
Don't have anything. So start from zero. And they may not have an apartment.
Yep.
They don't have a place yet. So what they care, their goal is to get the basics.
Yep.
And also we can say that because they are very young, they might not have a lot of money or savings with them to
But that is right? Because the registry somebody else is paying, they are not paying.
Right.
Yep.
So they want to get the basics. And
Yep.
they don't want to spend time, fast.
Yep.
Probably, they want to, that's the thing. I will summarize it like that. I think that older couples that have lived by themselves, single, I think that their concern would be, not to triplicate what they have.
Yeah.
Yes.
And if they get something, make sure that they do it because they're moving in together, so they don't want to fill up the house.
Yep.
And they probably concerned about friends not paying too much.
Yep. Yep.
Like they don't want friends that cannot pay to feel bad. Let me put it that way.
Yeah.
Yep.
Concern about friends that can move.
being, being older, can we say that they might be a little picky about the products they would want?
Yes, they might be picky. Okay. And they probably already have, they already have a place, probably already have a place in mind.
Yep.
All right. Any other things?
Let me see. I mean, at least for the friends, I think they want to gift something that is memorable. They are also, yeah, they're also trying to give something that's, useful and memorable.
Yeah, and they would not want to duplicate things. Like,
Yeah.
Sorry?
Like they would not want to give duplicate things, right?
Yeah. And also they want the ability that if they don't like it, then it's returnable.
Yeah.
And they will have some budget for the gift they want to purchase.
They want to what?
They would have a budget, like what they want to buy. So they, like for example, I'll have a budget of $500 to give to my friend.
Yeah, but I don't think that that is sort of a constraint. Well, but it could be a goal. A goal. Don't overspend. Okay. Okay. So I think we have to think about this. Now, in terms of the business, which is making what they want to do is maximize the rate of inventory. And provide great opportunities.
Melanie, I'm sorry if it's my end. I'm not able to hear you well.
I'm sorry?
I'm not sure if it's my end. There's some noise and I'm not able to hear you well.
There's an echo. Himanshu, can you? Yes, yeah, very well. Swati, can you repeat that again?
Yeah, I was just saying that I was not able to hear you properly. So there was an echo and now it's fine.
Yeah, so they want to maximize sales, get rid of inventory, provide a great experience. Like any other company would do. Now, now that we have the user goals, right? We have the users, we have to pick, not pick, but I think our solutions have to target, these users. But because we have limited amount of time, if I were in the interview, I would say we should focus on this, on the couples or friends. I don't think we have enough time to do both, right? So what I would suggest is to focus on the couples. What are your thoughts on that?
Yes, I would agree with that.
Okay. All right. So now that we have user goals, okay, let's make sure that we summarize. So they don't want to triplicate things. They don't want stuff. The young people, they want the basics. They want, and I think all of them want something fast, but not to triplicate things. The older couples, they don't want to triplicate what they have. They are concerned about friends. I think, and then, they may be picky in their behavior. They already have a place. Well, but the goal is to not duplicate and be nice to friends, I think. And, I was, between these two also, there are different kinds of people that like to do things, spend more time doing those things, and people that like not to. And I think in general, women will be the ones that would like to spend more time selecting the stuff that they for the registry than men.
Mm-hmm.
What do you guys think? I personally, as a woman, I would not spend any time on this. Like, I would like to get things done fast. So there are different kinds of people. So let's put this here into also, let's keep that in mind. There are people that want to do things fast and people that want to spend more time. Okay, so now that we have this, let's go into use cases, okay? So, and what I'd like to do with you guys is brainstorm. Brainstorm use cases, okay? And the way we'd like to do that is by saying, okay, let's start with the young people, the young couple. Based on what we just talked about, right? That they care to get the basics, want to do it fast.
Right.
What are the things that they would like to do with respect to creating a registry? Okay.
Mm-hmm. So, what I could think immediately was that because they want, they want things fast, so there should be an initial suggestions list of suggestions.
Don't go into solutions. We're talking about needs right now. Okay, use cases.
Okay, so maybe list of necessary items. Like,
okay, so I would say list. They want to see necessary items.
mm-hmm.
Maybe basic items. Okay, help me get the basic items, right?
Yeah.
That's one of their needs. So I would say, okay, another thing that I would think about is, not overwhelm. I don't want to not overwhelm you with lots of stuff, with stuff to pick. It can become really overwhelming, right?
Mm-hmm.
Basics, but presented in a way, I don't want to spend too much time on this. Another thing that they might have is like, well, where do I store this stuff? That's a problem if they don't have an apartment yet, right?
Yeah.
What else? Typical stuff, and I think Himanshu mentioned this. I want to be able to return, exchange perhaps. What else?
Uh,
All right. So if what I want to press on you is that if you are in the interview,
mm-hmm.
whatever comes to mind that makes sense, write it down. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. And these are all needs. They're not solutions. You're just capturing the needs. So let's go into older folks, older couples. I can start here. Okay. As I said, don't want to triplicate stuff. Well, how do I make sure I'm not triplicating stuff, right?
Yeah.
Get stuff that I really need. If I'm getting new stuff, get stuff that I don't have. We need. I need help with that. Okay. Now, other things, if they're replacing things, it's like, okay, how to help with throwing away. Throwing away what is replaced.
So, similar to the young couple, they should also have this option of returning or exchanging, right?
Yes, they do. They do the same, you know.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What else?
Uh, we said that they might be picky about products. So,
Yeah,
specific product as a
select my own products.
yeah.
Okay. So we have a bunch of things here, right?
Mhm.
So these are all needs. So now let's go into solutions, okay? So with this brainstorming, you're brainstorming the use cases, okay?
Yep.
Now you want to come here and talk about solutions. So, you know, the couple that was more interesting to me was the older couple, but so I'm going to start with that and put some ideas here, okay? But some idea, let's say that I don't want to triplicate stuff, you know, I'm like 30 something years old, I'm getting married, I lived all my life single, so I have everything for the kitchen, for the, you know, dining room, whatever. Same thing as my partner. So it's like, oh, okay, so we don't want to triplicate. So what do I need to, what feature can they help me with? Well, I think that a feature would be, you know, can I load the photos of what couple has, what, you know, what partner one, partner two has, you know, record in you know, output things in common that they have in common and suggest replacement as possible replacement. That's one idea.
Yeah. I think one idea could be that we just add, there is a set of things that people usually buy, and the couple could just go there and knock out all the things they feel they already have. So it's not, not uploading photos, but it's like a pre-populated list.
Eliminate
Yeah.
from popular
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah. The other thing could be, the system could suggest unique items if you just enter your age, your sex, and, they have a fair idea, and then they start recommending stuff. Like based on your past behavior, they will not recommend the same stuff, but they will recommend something unique.
but they how will they have an idea of your behavior?
Huh?
What do you mean by past behavior?
So, for example, some kind of a system that can scan through Amazon and Macy and other places where you may have bought,
Yeah.
and they create a profile of you. So, the profile's task is to suggest something unique, but not suggest anything that you already have.
Yeah, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Based on historical purchasing behavior. Purchasing, you know, on historical purchases, let me put it that way, on past purchases.
Yep.
On other sites.
Yep.
Suggest things they don't have. Okay. Another idea that I had was, you know what? There are, especially in the United States, where you have different sort of like microcultures or micro societies. You know, the South, people in the South are very different than people from New York, right? So, you know, I think that based on location, based on location or where they're going to live, you know, and maybe the size of the apartment or the house, size of home, as well as, yeah, based on this, you know, it can show results of what other couples got.
Yeah.
You know, and maybe with some ratings of how happy they are, or feedback from couples. Okay.
I mean, one other idea I have is like a crowdsource list of stuff
Mm-hmm.
that your friends kind of like suggest based on your personality, and maybe they've been to your home so they know what's missing, you know. So that's like a crowdsourced list of interesting things that they want you to have in your home.
Yeah.
But this is through friends, or like friends who are probably contributing to this registry, or maybe not.
Based
But
on
kind of like,
based
yeah,
on
like a yeah.
yeah, that's good. Okay, those are several ones. Now, you know, other stuff that I was thinking about is you know, let's see, is, you know, something that is just it's not very innovative, but you know, service to dispose of what you would replace. Okay. All right. Another thing is, you know, the other thing that they care about is about their friends, not paying too much. So another idea, and I don't know, this might exist already, but the idea would be to allow couple, uh, allow group buys, okay, group purchases.
Yeah.
So
That would be.
then the couple can enter based on max, mean and max range. The couple want their friends to pay, not to pay more than that, right? So then nobody feels bad, right? Because you know, it's a range that, you know, could be from, you know, $10 to like $70, right? So that's another idea. Okay, so we have a lot of features here, right? Let's talk about, these are just for the older couple, right?
Yeah.
How about the new couple? So let's take a picture of this first. And then we'll move on to, because I have to delete. Okay. So I'm gonna delete, where's my eraser here? This part here. So let's talk about the younger couple. And let's talk about features for them.
So, to show them a list of basic items which is required for a home, for a new home they want to set up.
So based on that, I was thinking of, you can have like a bundle of things, right? And different styles, like have different, maybe, you know, 3 or 5 bundles, okay? And it could be, you know, the basics. It could be, you know, something that is like, I don't know, a classic thing that people get. Maybe something more advanced, something more modern.
Yeah.
And this will have a mix of products, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
other solution I was thinking is like they may have friends who are not very rich also because they're just starting out as well. So maybe kind of like a finance plan or a plan for them to like crowdsource some of the stuff. So for example, yeah, I mean,
What do you
they
mean?
want to contribute. Yeah, I mean, I'm saying like their friends may want to contribute, but maybe they don't have enough money.
Yeah.
So I think one of your ideas was around sharing. I like that. The other is more around kind of a payment plan whereby the friend, if they want to buy even something for $200, but
Yeah.
allowing the friend to pay over say 2-3 months, as opposed to making a payment right now.
Yeah. Monthly plan.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice.
Okay. The other thing is we didn't touch upon, like we didn't touch upon here, but we should, which Swati mentioned is like some of these people might be really picky, right? So there also should be like a single, manual selection. But that's without saying, I think it's, that should exist anyway. Okay, so then third, what else? Let's see what I have.
Return and exchange thing also, did we add? To?
Yeah, return and exchange. I think for both. I'm gonna put it here. Return, exchange.
Yeah, I feel like young people move a lot. So somehow, a service whereby Macy's can say, well, we'll deliver everything wherever you want, and we can even move it once if you want. I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud.
Yeah, and I was thinking about that too. Service for storage and
Yeah, sir. Yeah,
and delivery when
yeah,
they're ready. Ready. Okay. All right. I think we have a lot here.
yeah.
So now of these features, then we have so many. We have to prioritize. Okay. So let's go into priority mode now. Okay. Priority of solutions. Now, in the interview, I would say, when you have so many of these solutions, you have to make a first pass in saying, hey, I think that these are the most, the criteria is I want to get I want to choose the solutions that are going to be most impactful for the user, first of all, in terms of the goals, and also that is going to be innovative, right? Because you have so many of these registries, right? So, let's keep that in mind and think. Let's make a pass and say this is impactful, this is not. I'll just scratch it. Okay, so we're not going to consider all of them. So let's start with the solution for the older people. No photos. This is sort of like a comparison photo, right? Show me what pictures of what both of you have, and then I'm going to suggest replacements. How impactful do you think this is? For them.
Yeah, I think it's pretty impactful because it's very quick. You can take 10 photographs around your home, and hopefully the system identifies items, gives replacement ideas. I think it's a good system.
Okay, so I'm going to put an eye for impact, okay? So
Yeah.
and I think it's also innovative. So
Yeah.
Let's look at eliminate from popular templates. Yeah, from eliminate what you already have from popular choices. That's reflecting by elimination. I think also that this is pretty innovative. It saves time and it's impactful.
Yeah.
We have that. Perhaps we're going to compare this later, but between I and N. Okay, so here, based on past purchases and other sites suggest things they have. Now, I find this really impactful. However, I think it's going to be very hard to implement.
Oh yeah, this is going to be very difficult. Yeah.
So I'm going to put this in question mark.
Yep.
Okay? In terms of, it's impactful for sure, but I don't know if it's feasible. Okay?
Yep.
So I'm not going to select it. So I'm going to select this. I'm going to select this. Now here, based on location, sense of function result of what other couples got, plus rating feedback on couples. I think that this is less impactful because they still have to take time to go through all that. You know, what other couples got. You know, it's not based on what they already have or don't have. I mean, this would be better for young people, but not for older people. What do you think?
I think that makes sense. I mean, this is just like a recommendation. So this looks to me like a feature that you could plug in with the third one. You could say based on past purchases, location,
It's not
other, yeah,
not innovative.
yeah,
No, I don't think it's impactful. Okay,
yeah,
so crowdsourcing, list base of friends' ideas. I think
yeah,
this is, you know, this is sort of nice to have, but I think that my friends wouldn't know what I need in my home.
yeah, exactly, yeah,
So I also would this, you know, in terms of like impact, lower.
yeah,
Service to dispose of what will be replaced. Yeah, that's a nice to have, but it's not as impactful.
no.
Allow group purchases based on what you know your friends can pay.
I think that's impactful because the
Yeah,
biggest hurdle is the price point. Like,
yeah, in paying group. So I'm gonna put here impact, innovation, also sort of innovative. We're gonna do another round. Minor selection that already exists, so I'm not gonna include it. How about younger? Here for younger, you know, you have these bundles. I think
yeah,
this is impactful because
I think it's an impactful idea because they don't even know what they want in some cases. So,
different time, right? Different time. Innovative, more or less. Not so innovative, but impactful. Monthly payment plans for friends. Yeah,
it's okay. Yeah,
you know, it's not innovative, but it's helpful. So I'm
it's
gonna
helpful.
put impactful minus.
Yep.
Return and exchange, yeah, that already exists. Services for storage and delivery. Yeah, that
Yeah,
would be
not.
really helpful.
It would be helpful, but yeah,
Innovative, I'm not sure.
not sure if it's innovative. Yeah.
So of all these, I'm gonna pick the ones that are really innovative, okay? So one, that is the, you know, the suggestion, you know, replacement suggestion,
Yep.
the suggestion based on photos. Based on photos. The other one here is by elimination, you know, get by elimination. The next one, I think that we have impactful, it's going to be group purchases.
Yep.
And then we have the bundles. And then we have, yeah, that's it, right? And so these are for young people, and these are for older folks. I think that we need to have both. We need to target both. So that's why I put them in here.
The monthly payment one
Yep.
is not innovative for
Monthly payment, you know, I mean, do you find that exciting? I mean, it's useful, it's impactful.
I think we can club it with the group purchases. Kind of like, you're kind of like breaking up the payment.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Monthly.
Yeah. I mean, it could just be an option.
yeah.
Okay, so now what I would like to do is to look at these features and now make another pass, okay? So let's say that we need to pick one or two. So I want to make another pass here and put impact. And let's think about sales, right? We want to increase revenue.
Yes, exactly. I think that was our goal.
We want to increase revenue, and we want to here. I want to put here, you know, how much it's going to cost to make this.
Yep.
And So let's see, replacement, the suggestion based on photos to replace stuff. I think that that is impactful, yes. So, I will put here high. In terms of cost, it's a capital investment at first. Right?
Yeah.
It's usually like they probably need some, machine learning algorithms in comparison.
Yeah.
So it can be costly. At first. So I'm going to put here probably high in terms of software cost. Then get eliminate by elimination. Select products by elimination. I think that is impactful.
I think that's impactful, and it's pretty cheap. Like, I mean, you can just create like a list and ask somebody to cross. Yeah, it's very cheap.
Group purchases, I think that will actually help people buy stuff.
Yeah, that will help people buy stuff, and I think it's medium or low kind of cost.
Yeah,
because you're just breaking up stuff, like breaking up the payments. You're not doing any other thing.
Yeah, I would say medium or low.
Yeah.
And then the bundle stuff, I think a lot of websites already have that, right? So
yeah.
It is impactful, but I would say it is low.
Yeah.
Low cost. Okay. So, usually we want to go for high and low, right? But we have to break the tie here.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So I would now think about which one is going to be more innovative.
Yeah.
More fun to use. Okay. Is it going to be the select by elimination, purchases, or bundles?
I think nobody allows the group purchases. Nobody allows the suggestions or like the elimination. I think those two feel innovative, at least in this industry. Yeah.
I think that I would do this too. This one.
Yeah.
And this one second.
Yeah. Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about metrics. Now, remember, our goal is to increase revenue. Tell more. Right?
Okay, let's evaluate that.
So, we're going to measure, overall, we're going to have so many registries, right? So if we start measuring like monthly, what we like to see is we need to correlate the usage of this with purchasing. But a main key metric is going to be revenue.
Yeah.
Per month, of course, right? Monthly revenue. Monthly average. Is it called monthly average revenue or something like that?
Monthly average revenue, yeah, MAR or something,
Monthly average revenue, right? Then, from these purchases. Yeah. The other thing is, now I would like to correlate this with these two features. So the first feature, which is like, based on elimination, right? So I would say how many products were bought from the elimination feature? Elimination use. So this is like average monthly.
Yeah, I think, Melena, if we take a step back, we should think about what does this elimination feature do? It's basically giving people ideas. And I think one of the hurdles to get more revenue was that people didn't know what to add to their registry. And I think this feature kind of pre-populates a list for them, and they may just go and eliminate a few and leave the rest. So it kind of like takes that hurdle out. So even before we go to the metrics, we should think about how this feature is helping. This feature is helping revenue because it is helping set up kind of like a goal a revenue goal in the registry. Otherwise, there was no revenue because people didn't know what to add. So I think we can think about it that way.
So what metric would you suggest?
Huh?
What metric would you give that?
I think the metric would be like average wedding registry size, like average wedding registry, revenue size. So you can say, well, with this feature helps increase that. So maybe earlier people were just having to go and add one thing by one by one, and now you're just kind of like giving them a package of $5,000.
So are they
Yeah. Yeah, so your volume, your revenue volume is pretty big.
Are they buying the feature?
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about feature, the group purchase monthly payment.
Yeah, I think what that does is for like big purchases, maybe we can track metric which says anything above say $500 actually does not get purchased. But because of group purchases, those items get purchased now.
Yeah, so
It increases the participation of people. So we can, yeah,
okay,
percentage of big ticket items. The other thing is it also increases the overall revenue of people contributing to the registry. So maybe earlier people were just trying to give whatever they could, and they would just leave out the big items. But now the overall purchase that they make on each registry is overall higher, because now they have group payments, they have monthly plan. So you can say this is like how much is the wedding registry fulfilled. Maybe earlier it was fulfilled 60%. Now you're fulfilling 80% because of this feature.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
This is a pretty. You can keep going on.
Yep.
But at least you know. Feature. Great. So let's talk about now. How do you feel about this answer?
Yeah, I think this was a pretty well structured, and I like the fact that you were doing it visually, because I think this is how we will get judged in the end. So it was good to see how you were thinking and moving across the whiteboard and then referencing back. So for me, it was very eye-opening just to think about how this will actually play out.
For me as well.
Yeah.
Something that we haven't talked about. Wireframe. So
Oh, yes.
okay, so let's think about ideas for wireframing, okay? Now, let's focus on what's new, right? One idea that I have was like, you go to the website, and of course you will have the logos and all this stuff, but you will have two sections. One that says spring chicken or starting your life. This is like for young people, and show the picture of very young people. And here is like more like, what do you say, middle row, in the middle of the road. And you have like older folks. So then you click on this, let's say you click on the middle. And here you have this thing, something along. Remove, others amazing. Others got something, right?
Yep.
Just pick your own. And then show. And then check or not. And maybe another you know, at the end, you also have an option for just think about this, just select manually. You know, the usual way. Just one idea. Just the other one. I just need to get going about wireframe. Any ideas?
Yeah, can you repeat the last part? I didn't get the last.
Yeah. So here you have the option of eliminating what you don't need.
Okay.
But also find the traditional way. Just select what you need. Right? So you need to have both options, right? So if you don't like it this way, you still have to be able to select what you want. Make sense? Himanshu?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. I was thinking like, for the wireframing, even before you launch into it, maybe just say, hey, you know what? I'm going to do some wireframing, but let's just do the wireframing for the main 2 or 3 transitions rather than doing it for the login screen or, getting into these kind of just show your thinking on the major decisions you're making in the flow. Then that will be very interesting. The other thing, Malena, I learned from a designer was he used to do this thing whereby for each of the wireframe, just say what the action would be and what your intent is there.
Action plus
So then, action and the intent. So basically, for example, if we take this login page, the call to action is to click something, right? And the intent is that you want people to select their type. I don't know if they are young or old. So then you can say, well, this is what I expect out of this site, out of this page, and I'm trying to build it.
So say the action. What
Yeah.
Got it. Makes sense.
Yeah. I think we can maybe do a session separately on the wireframing itself.
Yeah.
Because I think that would be very interesting.
One thing that I suggest that I need to do more is every other day, just go to any site.
Yep.
Start wireframing copying.
Yes.
Just to get your, to get you the fear out.
Yep.
So, all right. Well, that was it. We took our time. Usually, you need to do it in 20 minutes.
That's okay.
So the hardest part, I think, guys, that the hardest part is always coming up with use cases. And how do you feel about the brainstorming? That to me helps me out.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, like at real time, trying to come up with use cases is very hard. I agree. Because I kind of tend to be in one group of use cases. I'll start giving use cases which are very similar to each other.
Yeah.
So you have to be expansive and still have meaty use cases. So I think that's a challenge. I agree.
Yeah.
So Malena, I have a question. So when you were prioritizing the solution, you said that you would look at impact on sales, the cost, and innovative. So is that like okay to say that I'm looking at innovative solution, or like should we be telling this that I'm looking at innovative solution to the interviewer?
Yeah. So explain your thought process. Like for me, my thought process is as follows. Most important thing is, to have an impact, first on the user goals, also on the business, right? Which is, at the end, what you want to do is make money. And both the user goal and the business should be aligned, right? Because you're creating value. And the other one is cost, okay? But in addition, that gives you an ROI information, right? When you're getting return or cost, right? ROI, return on investment. But sometimes you have a tie also, or the return on investment doesn't tell you about how differentiated your solution is from the competitors, right?
Yeah.
So maybe there's a lot of impact to the user and to your business, and it's low cost, but hey, you know what? The competitor has the same feature, but guess what? They're more innovative because they make it faster for the user, or it's a more visual way, more visually compelling, right?
Yeah.
So innovation is really important because it differentiates your product, right? And what that means is that you can sell more, right? Or you can increase the price, right? Because people pay for value. Right? So that's why I use differentiation, which is innovation.
Okay, so when we looked at the solution, and when we said that I think this is innovative, or this solution would be an innovative solution, we can say something like a competitor already has this feature or something like that, and that's why I'm not putting it as a differentiating solution.
Exactly. You say, you know, I've seen this already at Crate and Barrel.
Okay.
So it's really useful, but you know what? I think that, you know, if everything equal, if I have other features that are equal, I'd rather choose the one that's going to differentiate us.
Okay.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for coming. It's really interesting. There were like 30 people that wanted to comment on this.
Yeah.
If you can tell me why is that, you know.
I don't know.
It was a very good session. Like when they didn't come, they missed it.
It's really funny. I try to understand my users. All right, guys. So next time we'll probably do another product design. I want to nail these questions and do them like in 25 minutes.
Yep.
All right, guys.
Thank you, Melinda.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.